people say, I'm the best president. They go, gee, we've never lived under such a supportive administration before. You're hilarious. You're so rich, and you get the best out of us. I think that pretty much sums it up. I stole it off a desk at the New York Stock Exchange. Shh. So, some details may have been overlooked, but it is important to recognize that this is simply the nature of the economy. There are going to be ebbs and flows that is just not the government's responsibility in it. We just need to wait it out, and all will fall into place with time. For the time being, I am actively starting initiatives to encourage the vital and influential raises of wages and payment plans for the working classes, economically struggling households, and children from the great businesses of the United States of America.
Help us, please, for our children.
Look, when you really think about it, this isn't our fault. Europe's economy has had deep struggles staying economically stable after the Great War. Hey, look at me. It's not out of question to assume that this has contributed to our current economic predicament.
Brother, can you spare a dime?
From an administrative perspective, this has been an absolute nightmare. What people don't get is that I do care for these people, you know? Like, I tried to help the farmers by buying their crops. We allocated $500 million for that. Just so you guys know. But we are broke too. We can't afford to keep that going. Thank you, Ruth. Is this from Brazil? If I can give one message to the people of the United States, it is that if I could build myself up from nothing, then so can they. If local communities
The Oval Office, take 2.
communities provide help from people, take advantage of that help, then there's potential for our economy to improve. People need to recognize that everyone has an equal opportunity in this country.
He doesn't understand the weight of what is happening right now. Herbert expects praise for programs that are barely helping anyone. No one wants your bill on unemployment relief because it's not enough to live on, and the people you're giving it to can't even afford to take care of themselves, much less their children. And he keeps going on and on about the Reconstruction Finance Corporation and how it's helping so many local communities. It's not, though. Almost 10% is going to the national banks, and the rest of it is being sprinkled to the other banks. The RFC isn't doing what it's supposed to, and I'm not sure how much longer I can work under this administration. Actually, let's look at this. A pro of this job is that I am getting money, and in this current job market, it is nearly impossible for women and African Americans to keep jobs. The unemployment rate of black people is currently 4 to 6 times higher than white people. And jobs keep firing married women because if she's married, shouldn't her husband be able to provide for her? No, you know why? Because the unemployment rate is 25% and he doesn't have a job either. Women are being laid off and the service industry jobs are all being taken by white men who were laid off their jobs. The only people who are fine right now are the people who were already poor, which sounds awful, but it's true. No one knows how to adjust. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna quit.
Ruth said all that. That's disappointing. She does know I'm doing things right. Number 1, best president.
Yeah, you know, like, I really hope, like, we're getting the money that, like, you were promised. That was...
No, don't take my children. I wanted a rule. Fully support the actions of the military and warding off the freeloaders that would not accept my gracious transportation bill for them to return home. Just because they fought in the Great War, were put in peril, promised relief money for their service, denied it for nearly a decade, came all the way so Washington, D.C. to support the bonus bill that they would give them, that you can set up the homeless village a mile from the White House, and we're all struggling right now. I fully endorse the action and thoughts of the military leaders in this endeavor. Vote Hoover 1934!
There is no way he can recover from this. He is throwing his entire career away. It is so awful that you just can't look away. Anyways, vote Roosevelt 1932!
I'm running away from my responsibilities and it feels good. Do you know what I just endorsed? The Assistant Secretary of War was publicly described the veterans as a plague mob of tramps and hoodlums with a generous sprinkling of communist agitators. 3 babies died. I love babies. I'm done. My career's over.
Somebody get her out of here. We have some real work to do. Okay, let's go fast to clean up this mess. We need real solutions, not emotional breakdowns. We need a comprehensive plan. First things first, we've got to address the banking crisis. People are losing faith, and we can't have them resorting to barter, foreign currencies, and stamps.
My fellow Americans, this is your new president, Franklin D. Roosevelt. We're facing tough times, but together we'll get through it. We're closing the banks temporarily to stabilize the system and restore your confidence. Trust me, we're on it. Next, let's tackle finance. We need to stop the flow of gold out of the country and get more money circulating within the USA. We're off the gold standard now, and we'll devalue the dollar strategically. The Silver Purchase Act is our next move.
I love the Silver Purchase Act.
We're injecting more silver into our coinage to raise the prices and support economic recovery. It's time to rethink how we approach finance. Agriculture is a priority. We've got to help farmers and stimulate the economy. The Agricultural Adjustment Act, or the AAA, is the way forward.
Yes.
We're subsidizing farmers to reduce overproduction and stabilize prices. It's about creating a sustainable future for our agriculture. The TVA will be a game changer. We're harnessing the power of the Tennessee River to bring prosperity and create jobs. It's about time we invest in the future. Now let's focus on industrial recovery. The National Recovery Administration and Public Works Administration will play crucial roles. We need to boost employment and consumer demand. The NRA and PWA are in full swing. We're regulating industries and investing in public works. It is time to rebuild. Relief is non-negotiable, and the Federal Emergency Relief Act and Civilian Conservation Corps are our tools for direct assistance. We cannot let people suffer anymore. We hear your cries for help. The FERA and the CCC are here to provide relief. We are in this together.
All right, team. We've got a lot of work ahead, but we're gonna pull through. This is the New Deal, and it's time for a new era in America. All right, team, so the first New Deal is in motion, but we need to address the critiques and opposition. The country's in a state of flux, and everyone seems to have an opinion on our approach.
You know, Franklin, we need a clear blueprint for the changes we're making. People are skeptical, and the conflicting advice we're getting isn't helping. Let's define our vision for government responsibility and lay out the steps for radical transformation.
You're right. We can't afford confusion. We need a blueprint that clearly communicates our vision and dispels any doubts. Let's work on that.
So the first New Deal was a response to crisis, but we can turn it into a blueprint for major change. I mean, we've set procedures already. We just need time to clarify on our long-term goal. Okay, so the first New Deal was a response to crisis, but we turned it into a blueprint for major change. I mean, we've set procedures, and now it's time to provide and clarify our long-term goals.
Okay, is everything looking okay? We're good? So, I think we need to address the criticisms head on. Some argue we're leading to communism, while others think we're worsening the economic situation. Let's make it clear that our goal is to preserve social order and save the capitalist system.
Gardiner C means emphasize the importance of addressing problems. Let's highlight how the New Deal aims to create jobs, recognizing that unemployment isn't due to laziness but a need for government intervention.
That's very important, yes. Raymond Moley's perspective on enhancing the power of the central government is crucial. We're in a state of economic anarchy and extensive measures are necessary for stability.
My fellow Americans, the first New Deal is not just a response to crisis. It's a blueprint for major change. We're setting precedents, intervening in the economy, and creating jobs. Our goal is to preserve social order and save the capitalist system.
Now, let's continue with the second New Deal. We've learned from the critiques and it's time to refine our approach. We'll face opposition, but together we'll build a stronger, more resilient America. The second New Deal is underway and we need to address the critics. It is essential that we communicate the rationale behind our actions and impact we aim to make on this country.
The historians argue that the Second New Deal became more radical, favoring the poorer classes. We should highlight this shift and emphasize that we are taking bold steps to address the challenges faced by ordinary Americans.
Yes, ordinary people. Let's focus on the legislative package I presented in the 75th Congress in 1935. We all remember that, correct? Okay. The Emergency Relief Appropriation Act, more known as ERAA, the Works Progress Administration, WPA, and other measures aim to provide relief and create jobs. We'll need to showcase the positive impact on the lives of everyday Americans.
Well, there are various reasons historians suggest for the second New Deal. I mean, we responded to radical forces and initiatives from figures like Huey Long and Francis Townsend. I mean, we can use this to show people that we're actively engaging with the concerns of the people.
So let's focus on the frustrations with big businesses here. The Public Utility Holding Company Act and the Fair Play regulations are crucial. We're reintroducing competition with a focus on cooperation.
You know, Roosevelt became frustrated with the Supreme Court's interference and the lack of support from the wealthy and big businesses. We should communicate that our focus has shifted from big business to government spending.
Yeah.
Vetoing veterans' bonus payments sends a clear message.
We need to be clear about our priorities. The appointment of new advisors doesn't signify a change in direction. I value differing opinions, but I remain the decision maker.
My fellow Americans, the Second New Deal is a response to the evolving challenges we face. We're favoring the poorer classes and reintroducing competition with fair play regulations. Our focus has shifted and we're actively addressing the concerns of ordinary Americans like you.
Now, let's delve into the legislation. The Emergency Relief Appropriation Act, the Works Progress Administration, the Wagner-Connery National Labor Relations Act, and others. Each one plays a crucial role in reshaping the country and providing relief. So let's focus on that here. So this is our third New Deal. It's facing its own set of challenges and we need to address them head on. The argument that it was characterized by fragmented measures and failed to pass needs a strategic response.
We should highlight the efforts in addressing economic issues, especially the response to the 1937 recession. Despite facing obstacles, emphasizing our commitment to addressing pressing concerns will resonate with the public.
Sorry. Let's address the issues with Congress's hostility and my increased focus on foreign affairs. What should we do?
What if we do that thing that we talked about a while
Okay,
ago?
no. We need to communicate that despite these challenges, we remain committed to improving the economic situation for all Americans. Do you have a better idea?
Well, I mean, the government's continued action in the agricultural sector is a crucial aspect of the Third New Deal. I mean, the Bankhead Jones Farm Tenant Act and the Second Agricultural Adjustment Act, I mean, those need careful messaging. I mean, we should emphasize the assistance provided to farmers facing challenges. That's what I think. Yeah.
Watch your job there. Highlight the success stories of the Farm Security Administration helped the tenants acquire low interest loans. And the food stamp payment plan aimed to be fair to small farmers. We need the public to understand the positive impact on rural communities.
My fellow Americans, as we navigate through the challenges of the Third New Deal, we remain committed to addressing economic issues and providing support where it's needed most. The Agriculture Acts are a testament to our dedication to rural communities, ensuring fair treatment for farmers facing difficulties.
Did you understand anything he just said?
No, he sounded a mess.
The Fair Labor Standards Act has faced its fair share of criticism, especially regarding exemptions for domestic servants and farm laborers. We need to acknowledge these concerns and express our commitment to inclusivity moving forward.
Oh, let's address the criticisms transparently. While the Act establishes minimum wages and work hours, we recognize the need for continuous improvement. We will work towards creating a more equitable future for all American workers.
We actually agree on something, for once.
We both hate FDR.
I mean, and we do still both hate each other. I mean, I could never endorse communism. But these FDR programs are causing the downfall of this country. I mean, he is working with the USSR and he's actively encouraging the downfall. I mean, these social programs are implementing way too much government control. I mean, and when you really think about it, he has to be plotting with the commies. I mean, the cripple in the White House is gonna have to go. I mean, and he's representing un-American values.
I don't have a problem with the control aspect.
Take 2 of the Oval.
I don't have a problem with the control aspect. I mean, it is truly not enough for the people of this country. As world-renowned author Upton Sinclair, maybe you've read my books or something? No? Oh, okay. That's all right. Anyways, I ran for office and planned to promote a co-op system in California. That didn't work out. But here are some fresh perspectives on the horizon for the far left.
Former Louisiana Governor and United States Senator Huey Long has just been assassinated. Well known for his progressive and borderline Marxist policies, he had plans to run for president next year in 1936. The unethical nature of his dictatorial leadership is still debated, and there are rumors that he, the current president, may have something to do with his death.
I'm going to save this economy. Unemployment? I hardly know her.
That is not how that joke goes, and your New Deal didn't even work. We need to spend money to fix this depression.
Well, not only did I create the Bank of Canada, which prevented the worsening of the Great Depression, but I also created work camps to, pay workers who could not find jobs.
Yeah, you paid them 20 cents a day. Maybe in 19,500 days they can buy a house.
Well, what exactly would you do? I mean, you were so busy kissing up to the USA that you forgot about your own country. I mean, what exactly did FDR do to get those reduced tariffs?
Well, too bad that your Unemployment and Farm Relief Act in 1931 gave farmers less than $20 to use.
You know what? I'm done.
You better be. I just won this election by a landslide. Okay, so look. Argentina went into the Depression because they were over-reliant on beef, of all things. And then there was the cattle crisis, which was because of people getting laid off from producing plants due to some minor disease called foot and mouth disease.
It costs $41 billion. $21 billion.
Okay, can we strike that? Argentina's cause of depression was tariffs and debt, but also our political atmosphere wasn't really helping.
Hello, my fellow Argentinians. Hey! I am Juan Hipólito del Sagrado Caravan de Jesus Harim, leader of the Radical Party and your beloved president. I just want to let you know, the rest of us, know that things are looking up for Argentina. I have made major strides in compiling and distributing information concerning agricultural lands, such as prices, distances from important market, and railway centers and other data of interest to farm owners and to the other person wishing to purchase land. That's you. You know, I really wasn't well received if I thought I would be. Poor people, clap.
I love coffee.
Anyways, I'm here to relieve you of your debt. Here are 3 pesos.
That's not enough. We want your job.
What they said.
I don't care. It's gonna take a military to overthrow me.
Hi, my name is Getulio Vargas, and I'm the president of Brazil. Brazil went into a depression because we relied heavily on coffee. Our coffee exports went from nearly 806 million in the 1920s to only 337 million during the time of the Great Depression. The price of coffee also changed from 21.7 cents per pound to only 9.8 cents per pound. We went into depression in the 1930s like the rest of the world. We were dominated by Getulio Vargas, me. And I wanted to shift power away from the traditional elites to the more forward-looking groups, including an urban middle class.
Yeah, like maple syrup. Yeah.
Who wants coffee?
Where's FDR?
Who are
Who
you?
are you?
Who are you?
I'm Agustin Pedro Justo, and I'm president of Argentina.
Oh.
Hey, so I became president on February 20th, 1932. But I kind of just snuck in when I heard about Hippolito talking about some meeting regarding the end of the Depression. Obviously has been
Debilitated? It's okay, keep going.
debilitated, so I decided,
Take 3.
as I was saying, he's been debilitated, so I decided I would just take his place. It's really a shame because I did try to tell off the army, but they decided not to listen to me.
Well, as you know, we are gathered here today for the morning of the worldwide economy. She's been struggling recently, and I think it's time to pay our respects. Sorry.
Can everyone say some words of proposal as to what they will do to avenge the downfall of the world's economy? I, for one, will work with the United States to reduce tariffs and increase trade.
I mean, even though my New Deal wasn't fully implemented, I mean, the Bank of Canada was an excellent preventative measure. And increased tariffs and acts such as the Public Works Construction Act and the Farmers Credit Assignment Act, I mean, did at least something positive to the economy.
Me and Vargas worked together to diversify our economy and eliminate reliance on coffee and beef for exports. To do this, we worked on growing the oil and steel industries and followed 5-year plans, which allowed us to focus on smaller periods of economic growth.
Thank you, Augustine. In terms of social development, we strove to control organized labor, diversify our exports,
Take a turn.
It's okay.
increase migration into our cities like Buenos Aires and Rio de Janeiro, and also promote the middle classes to higher paying jobs.
Isn't that communism?
Not right now. Stop it. But there's nothing wrong with communism. It's a good economic strategy when it's used successfully and wisely.
Speak your truth. I mean, if only there was something like a war that could save us from this time of economic struggle.
I have some bad news.
I forgot his.
lot of work ahead.
No, don't take us.
Provide for her? No, you know why? Because there's a class there.